Hi dear students. So in the last class we have discussed about the vectors, scalars and the motion in a plane. We have begun those things. Now we will discuss some of the operations over the vector quantities. First one, multiplying a vector quantity with a real number or a constant scalar value. Suppose if you are taking the number which is multiplied with a vector as lambda, then simply the magnitude of that vector will be changed by a factor of lambda. Consider you are having the lambda as 2 and the vector a. If you are multiplying the 2 with the a, which will give you the value 2 times of the vector a. It means the magnitude is only changing if you are multiplying a vector with a or multiplying a scalar quantity or a numeric or a real number with a vector. The magnitude will change by a factor of that real number which was multiplied with the vector. There will be no changes in the direction. Only the magnitude changes by a factor of that real number which was multiplied. As a general example, it is given here. If the magnitude is changed by a factor lambda, that means if you are multiplying the vector with a real number lambda, then the lambda a will be is equal to lambda times of vector a. And one condition is that the lambda should be always greater than 0. If lambda is less than 0, that means negative values will come. If the negative values are introduced, that means the position or the direction of the vector is changed. So in such cases the direction and the magnitude both will change. But if you are multiplying with a positive real number, only the magnitude will change. There will be no changes in the case of the direction of the vector. Okay, so here it is given some examples. That is, first one it is 2a. First one is the vector a. The vector a is multiplied with 2. The direction is same, but the length of the vector, that means length here it is representing the magnitude. The length of the line of a vector represented here, it is denoting its magnitude. So the vector a is multiplied with 2, then its length is getting 2 times larger. Direction is same. The direction of both the vectors are same. Now another one, a vector a is given and which is multiplied with minus 1 a. Magnitude is same only because it is multiplied with 1. But as minus is there, its direction is changed, and it is in the opposite direction. and afterwards the vector A is multiplied with the minus 1.5. There both the magnitude and direction both are changed. Magnitude will increase by a factor of 1.5. As negative sign is there, the direction will change in the opposite direction. So these are the major things that you have to remember about the scalar multiplication of a vector. Now come to addition and subtraction of the vectors with a graphical method. Today we will discuss the addition of the vectors. Actually, when we have discussed the scalar quantities addition, we studied that simply we have to just add the values as we are doing the numeric operations. For an example, suppose two lengths are given, 6 cm and 2 cm, and if you want to find the total distance, then you have to add up both the values. 6 plus 2, 8 centimeters. So just we have to just do as the or just follow the arithmetic or the algebraic summing operation. But here in this case of the vectors, we have to consider both magnitude as well the direction. So we have another method of solving the addition of the vectors, so which is known as the triangle law or the parallelogram law. How to do this one we are going to see now. You are having two vectors A and B, so you have to find out the sum, that is A plus B, vector A plus B. As per the graphical method, you are having both vectors and their direction. The length of the vector is denoting its magnitude. So come to the first step, what we have to do in the triangle of multiplication. Okay, the lengths of line segments representing these vectors are proportional to the magnitude of the vectors. They are proportional to the magnitude of the vectors, the length. To find the sum A plus B, we place vector B so that its tail is at the head of the vector A. Okay, you want to find out the value of A plus B, the vector summation A and B, the sum of the vectors A and B. We are placing the vector B so that its tail is at the head of the vector A. Let us see that one. You can see the tail of the head means which is represented with the arrow mark. So the tail of B is at the head of the A. So if you want to find out the sum of two vectors in the graphical method, the first vector's head should be joined with the tail of the second one. Here you can see the position of the vectors have changed, or the position of the vector B, it is changed, but the direction is same only. Okay, so when you are changing the position of vector, you have to take care of the direction. It should not change. Okay, the position can be changed. You can change the position, there will be no problem, but the direction should be always the same. Here A and B are having the same direction in both the figures, that is A and B. Now, after joining these two vectors, that is the first vector's head should be joined with the second vector's tail. After this, let us see what's the next step. We have to join this tail of A. Okay, actually the head of the A is joined with the tail of B. Now the tail of A should be connected towards the head of B. Okay, and we will name the line as OQ, and we are giving a value for that vector as R. Actually this vector is the sum of A and B. The direction of R is the direction of A plus B, and the magnitude, that is equal to A plus B. Here we have joined the tail of A with the head of B, and that line is known as OQ, and which is named as R, and that should be equal to A plus B as per the triangle law or the parallelogram law of vector addition. And as well, if you are considering, come to this figure, if you are considering the B as the first vector, so the head of the B will be connected towards the tail of A, and from head of A to the tail of B we are joining the line. Then you will get the value B plus A, that is the vector summation B plus A. Okay, where R is equal to B plus A. Okay, and the next figure, which is also representing the summation, instead of two vectors they have considered three vectors A, B and C. And if you want to find out the sum of A and B, then you have to connect the A and B, the tail of A with the head of B. As well, if you want to find out A, B and C, then you have to connect from A to C, and in between the head of the A will be connected to tail of the B, and the head of B should be connected to the tail of C. Likewise, if you want to find out three vectors sum or two vectors sum, you can find using this way. That is the parallelogram method or the triangular method of vector addition. Now some properties of the vector addition. The vector addition is always commutative. That means if you are finding out A plus B, and afterwards if you are finding out the B plus A, both should be equal. Okay, both are equal. That is known as commutative. If A plus B is equal to B plus A, then it is known as commutative. As well, the vector addition is associative. That is, A plus B all plus C will be is equal to A plus all plus or A plus B plus C. Okay, means first of all you are finding out the addition of A plus B, then you have to add the C value with the A plus B. Okay. That means A B. So this will be your A plus B. If it is A, if it is B, so this will be your A plus C. And if you are having the C like this, okay, then this will be your A plus B all plus C, because this is A plus B and this is C. The head of A plus B is connected towards the tail of C, isn't it? The head here, the A plus B's head is connected to C's tail, and from the tail of A plus B we are connected one line to the head of the C. Then you can obtain there the sum of vector A plus B and C. In other way also you can see, find the you can find the sum of the B and the C first, and then if you are joining the A with that one, and then again finding out the value of sum of B plus C plus A. So these values always equal each other. This is known as the associative law. Association or associative of, or we can say the vector addition will be always associative. As a statement, the result of adding vectors A and B first and then adding vector C is same as the result of adding B and C first and then adding vector A. A plus B all plus C is equal to B plus C all plus, or A plus B plus C together. The next one, the two vectors A and minus A. It means the magnitude is same but the direction it is exactly opposite. Their sum A plus of minus A, their magnitudes are same but the direction it is opposite. So the resultant vector should be always having 0 magnitude. That is, such vectors are known as, with a 0 magnitude it is known as null vectors. That means A plus minus A means A minus A, A minus A means always 0. The null vector, they are known as null vector. Let's discuss two properties of null vectors. If you are adding up a null vector with a vector, then always the same vector will be the answer. Suppose you are adding A with a null vector, you will obtain A. The same way, if you are multiplying a vector with a null vector, will always give you a null vector as the result. Or if you are multiplying a scalar quantity or a constant value lambda with a null vector, always you will obtain the null vector. Okay, so I think this much things are very clear to you. Actually, if you are studying with a proper understanding, these chapters are very easy. Just go through the textbook, read the textbook, and take the notes from this PPT. and finish the notes as soon as possible, because within 3 days you have to submit the notebooks. Okay. And the project title, you have to do a project. The project title that I will give you today. 3 days are there. A small project only. You just finish that one neatly. Okay. Okay, so wish you have a good day. Thank you.